All right, TGI Friday. First, tomorrow noon at the 8th District Police Station, there will be the second anniversary commemorating the life and legacy of Officer Andres Vasquez Lasso. So if you're available in the area, feel free to come out to the 8th District and pay respect to Andres, his family, and his co-workers. On to the drama. Aside from what happened in Washington, D.C. today, let's go to City Hall and Mayor Johnson's $830 million bribe. I don't know how else you can describe it, but what occurred at City Council earlier this week is really not much different than what Alderman Ed Burke and Speaker of the House Mike Madigan were convicted and are being sentenced to prison for. Brandon Johnson has decided he is going to burn this city to the ground in debt, and basically going to be able to pay for that support to do that by giving these communist aldermen who supported this thousands or millions, I should say, tens of millions of dollars for infrastructure in those specific wards, and everybody else will get the scraps left over from there. All the while postponing debt, making it worse, coinciding it with future pension payments and balloon payments down the road, where this is now going to have to be calculated into that too. It's ironic that this piece of garbage mayor always complained about the mess he was left with, but now just saddled future mayors with even a bigger mess. Talk about hypocrisy. But it's the greatest frickin' city in America, right, Brandon? And speaking of Brandon, it occurred to me this morning that everybody knew what Let's Go Brandon meant during the last election. Well, it seems like the appropriate thing to say now is Let's Go Joe. That should be the chant every time Brandon Johnson's anywhere publicly. Let's go, Joe. Because it is basically an F you to him. I can't wait for him to embarrass himself in Washington, D.C. Hopefully he says something really stupid, and Tom Homan will be waiting there for a set of handcuffs in Washington, D.C. But there's an awful lot of aldermen who just put a big target on their back for the 2027 election cycle. I can assure you of that. David Moore, you listening to me? I hope you enjoy your field house, because you can go play a lot of basketball in there when you're voted out of office going forward. You're a sellout. You got bribed. There's no other way to explain it. Should I go on? Jason Irvin, another one, budget director. You got bribed. You've done nothing for the west side of Chicago for a couple terms now, but make empty promises. But your boy got you your money, right? Good for you. And where was your wife, the supposed city treasurer who's supposed to be looking out for finances, talking about debt payment that is already obligated to this city and not doing anything worse? But nope, nowhere to be found. Silent. I can go on and on. Taliaferro, you had a runoff election. I can guarantee you're going to be on the target list come 2027. You might enjoy your last term too. And there's certainly several more aldermen. We ain't going to get them all, but we're going to make a damn hard effort to make sure a lot of them never see another term going forward. It's just disgraceful what happened. But onward we go. Disgraceful. The city of Chicago basically abandoned its COVID policy. One would think that getting rid of the COVID policy meant that the COVID nightmare would be over for officers affected specifically. And nope, the court case is still going on. That challenge is still being pursued by the city against the labor board decision for all the unions involved. But equally ridiculous is that 3 of our officers who never went into the portal and have been without pay for over 3 years now should be back to work. I have tried every which way, talking to every person involved in the process, in city government, in the police department, to get them back to work and let the court case play out. There's no reason these 3 should be separated and treated any differently than the other officers discipline-wise. But they have been. And it's been that way because of one single decision that one certain person refuses to make, and that is the superintendent of police. This has been on his desk for several months. Dana O'Malley and other legal people have, along with Cecily Porter, have basically agreed that, it should just be a thing of the past. But the superintendent, when he was then deputy chief, gave 2 of these members the direct order to comply with the portal, and they refused. So I don't know if that's kind of the impetus why he refuses to back off and just put them back to work and let the court case play out. But all I know is that decision and that refusal by the superintendent is only causing more harm to these members specifically, more emotional trauma, and the dollar amount is only going to keep going up when the lawsuit in federal court finally hits the bench. It is a needless torture and torment that the superintendent specifically is inflicting on these three members. It should have never happened, and it shouldn't continue to happen, but it is. Pretty disgraceful. But things were supposed to get better. Things were supposed to be more fair, more equitable. The vindictiveness and all that was supposed to be a thing of the past. It has not. We'll see what changes going forward. The drama in D.C. is for another day. I will have an update on Wednesday evening after the mayor's fiasco at the Oversight Committee. Until then, have a safe weekend. Oh, let me say one other thing. For especially TAC officers, but all the real hard-charging working police, think twice. Because earlier this week, there was a trial at 26th and Cal for an incident in 2021 where several of our officers were involved, but two specifically, there was 2 counts of attempted murder of PO, where the offender fired at both officers, trying to murder them. Do you want to know how many officers and how many exempt rank members were in the courtroom? None. The only officers and people actually supporting the officers in that room were FOP members, board members. That's just the state of where this job is right now. Even after explaining to a high-ranking member of the Chicago Police Department what happened on day one, that not a single CPD member was in that courtroom because clearly there was no notifications or a clarion call put out. Well, if we had known, if we had known about it, it would have been different. Well, great. Here's the courtroom information for the next day and the article linking to the actual crime. Do you think anything changed? Nope. Nobody showed up day 2. Nobody showed up for the verdict on day 3. Not the sergeant in charge of this TAC team, not the lieutenant in 11 that was in charge of this TAC team, not the former commander of 11, not the current commander of 11. That's how much they really give a damn about the rank and file at the end of the day. Even after being made aware, nothing changed. Act accordingly is all I will say. Have a good weekend.